It shouldn't matter whether you're male, female, trans, or Dalek. It's the talent that's the most important thing.
This is the eradication of women, and it's sexist and it's repressive.
Yeah. You're too stupid to understand my argument.
This is what
That's what it is.
The reason you haven't won any awards is because you're crap.
This is Talk Radio TV's Political Punch-Up. I'm delighted to say I'm joined today by Kevin O'Sullivan, the grumpy man of Talk Radio, as he is known, and also Dave Chawner, the comedian who isn't funny. So we're going to have a great time today trying to work out precisely why the Brit Awards have gone gender neutral. The big question for both of you guys is, why have they gone gender neutral, and is it a good idea? Let's start off with Kevin O'Sullivan. Kevin, tell me.
Well, they've gone gender neutral because they've gone woke. They've done what the woke fashionable thing is to do. They've been going since 1989. All of a sudden, men and women aren't going to be divided when it comes to the awards. And I think it's just joyless. I mean, it's not unwoke to say, here's the best female singer, here's the best male singer. It's more interesting, it's more fun. So this decision to make it gender neutral, reduce the number of awards, make no difference between a male and a female is just joyless claptrap and typical of woke joy killers who won't be satisfied until the whole world is a miserable grey mass of nothingness.
Dave Chawner, joyless wokedom. Is that what you support?
Oh, well, absolutely, to be honest. I think it's good that award ceremonies should be gender neutral so they encompass more people and give me yet more reasons why I never win any awards. I mean, I haven't even won Plank of the Week, might I add. But I think it's talent that's important, not the gender. And again, that's why I've never won any awards. And it does kind of depend on what the awards are. Like if it was Wet Nurse of the Week, then that's a little bit biased. But we're talking about music. We're talking about literature, film, TV, arts. It shouldn't matter whether you're male, female, trans, or Dalek. It's the talent that's the most important thing. For example, Sam Smith, obviously we all know the famous son of Will Smith. They are gender neutral, so they fit in neither.
Well, he says he is. Well, he says he's gender neutral, but you know, I say he's not gender neutral. I say he's a bloke.
Well, I also say he's not they. He's not they. You can't have they for a singular entity.
There's only one of him.
You cannot use the plural for a singular entity. So he's not they. He's useless singer. The reason you haven't won any awards, Dave, is because you're crap.
Come on, that's enough
well,
of that personal attack. Come on, Dave, give us a bit better of a reason why this is a good thing. My idea of the Brit Awards, right, is I think it's good that they're going to make the shorter Brit Awards now because there's only going to be half as many categories. But surely the reason why female singers and female artists were asking for their own category was because they never won anything. And so if women are not given their own category and men are not given their own category, the idea is apparently that all the men will win all the awards.
Now, okay, I'm going to spin this back round on both you and Kevin. If we were talking about jobs, do you think that there should be positive discrimination?
No.
Should we discriminate and try and get people in for different... No, okay. No. Well, that is exactly what having a male and a female category is. That's positive discrimination. It should be the best of the best.
Why is it not equality? Surely it's equality. Hang on. Surely if you have male categories and female categories, that's equality, isn't it?
No, it's not. That is positive. You're breaking them down where it should just be the best for the job, the best for the award.
Dave, I just do not want to be as repressive and as sexist as you are being. What this is about is it's yet another example of the wiping out of the female sex, female gender. Women are being eradicated. You never hear the phrase for men, people with penises, do you? But you always hear the phrase for women, people with cervixes, people who menstruate. This is the eradication of women, and it's sexist and it's repressive. And that's why women should continue to have their own category. And above and beyond that, it's just fun.
But
it's
hang on,
fun to have
hang
the
on,
best
Kevin.
actor
I
and
was-
the best actor.
Wait. Sorry, Kev.
Hang on. Wait a second, Dave. I've spotted a flaw in
Sexist.
Kevin's argument. What if you identify as a woman, Kevin? Can you go in for the Women's Band of the Year award if you think you're a woman?
Well, I suppose under the new woke rules, yes, you can. Yeah, sure.
All right.
Why not?
Okay.
Absolutely. But,
Dave,
but again,
can you...
that would contribute to the fun.
Well, it would. Dave, can you tell me, unlike Keir Starmer, whether you can define what a woman actually is? You can't.
Sorry, the internet connection just broke up there, mate. Didn't hear that. But I'm going to answer another question.
Can't answer
I'm going
it.
to say, why is it
Plank
more
you up.
fun?
You can't tell me what a woman
Kevin
is.
to have male and female awards. Why are you saying it's not fun if we put everyone in together? You're going to make it more fun, then do it in like high
It makes
category.
it more bland. It makes it more bland.
How does it make it more
Obviously.
bland? If anything, it makes it more
homogenous.
interesting.
It's
Get them in a
boring.
boxing
It's
ring, have a
dull.
punch up.
Can you stop
More
shouting
down
over
on
each
weed,
other?
deaf to boredom.
Can you stop shouting over each other? I will give you each the chance to speak before I give you my well-considered and neutral view of which one of you is telling the truth here. The point is this, surely. If you have a problem with discrimination, you make sure that you have two different categories for the two different genders that we believe to be in existence as humans, right? Now, if you want to be non-binary and you decide you don't want to have a gender, then you don't enter the Brits. It's as simple as that, because there isn't a prize for you, is there? Dave?
I actually think that these music categories are very discriminatory, not only towards gender, but in order of things like race and species. Some of my favourite singers are like Bob the Builder, the Crazy Frog, the Muppets, the Smurfs, and none of those are either male or female. And I don't think that the non-human singers are being represented.
I think the Smurfs are male, aren't they? Aren't the Smurfs male?
Kermit's a bloke.
Kermit's a guy, yeah. He speaks with a man's voice. He's a man, isn't he?
He's a bloke.
Albeit...
And Miss Piggy's a girl.
He's a frog,
Look,
actually, to be honest.
He's a bloke frog.
Bloke frog, okay. Well, all right, listen, I take your point, though, Dave. That is a good point, Kevin, that he makes. There are certain pieces of music which are performed by, shall we say, fictitious characters, some of whom may or may not have any kind of gender at all. So where do they go under your scheme?
Well, you know, I haven't seen the Muppets being up for any Brits for a fair long time, and I haven't seen many sort of.
What about Justin Timberlake? He's a bit of a Muppet.
Or elephants. So they don't tend to have animals up for awards in the Brits.
Yeah.
But as I say, to go back to the basic point, we just shouldn't get so stupidly woke about this. We know what's going on here. It is the dumbass organisers of the Brits bowing to the woke warriors and making everything more boring. There's no harm in saying best female singer, best male artist. There's no harm in that. Why eradicate it? And women feel they are being eradicated bit by bit by bit. So this is one more chink in the armor of being female. Why are they being eradicated? Why do males decide that women do not deserve their own awards?
All right, well, let me ask Dave this question. Dave, do you identify as a male?
Yes.
Do you?
Well, I mean, I do, but other people question it.
So let me finally end up with the bell, which is going to ring in a second, because I'm going to have to give my verdict very shortly. Kevin, final question to you. What will happen at the next Brit Awards? Will there be mass carnage as a result of this change in the rules and nobody will know what to do? Will there be mass revolt by the people in the music industry? Or will it turn out that every other award ceremony now has to go gender neutral as well?
Well, I think the Grammys have already done it. And yes, you're right, Mike. The Oscars, they will all fall one by one like dominoes. They'll all do this. The public never asked for it. It is just high-ranking executives who are terrified of being cancelled and not woke enough. So once again, the public don't get a say in it, but the high-ups decide. And there won't be carnage there. It'll just be a lot more boring.
Yeah,
Thanks very much.
Yeah, Yeah, great. Just what you need. Make it even more boring. What about the Moby Awards then, Dave? Because what do you do with those? Because those are specifically and completely and utterly prejudicial, aren't they?
I don't know what the Moby Awards are, but I will say, and I'm fairly. Isn't Moby a singer themselves?
Mobo
I don't know if they're.
Yeah, Mobo, sorry, it's Mobo Awards. Sorry, my apologies.
Oh, how dare you! You
and the winner of the Moby Awards was Moby.
Cancel Mike Graham.
Yeah,
so
here's
what
another,
I really say is...
Guess what? It's another question that Lefty Dave can't answer. He can't tell us what a woman is, and he doesn't have anything to say about the Moby Awards.
Look, mate, if we're going on a show about things that Dave Chawner doesn't know, we ain't got enough time. But what I will tell you is, aside from Kevin's lazy rhetoric and using overused words like woke warriors and cancelled, I think he's scared. And I'll tell you why he's scared. I think he thinks if he was put in the same category as people who menstruate, people who identify as female, cats, dogs, and the Smurfs, I think he's scared that he wouldn't be good enough to win. And I think it should be talent that wins out. Yeah. So it shouldn't be about male or female. What angle you've got.
I'm sorry, Dave.
The best for the job.
I'm sorry to rain on your powerful argument, but I don't think I'm going to be up for any of the Brits.
No, so, I think that's right. Well, I've got to give you my final judgment now. And what I have to say is the talent on show in this particular episode of the Talk Radio TV's Political Punch-Up has been so sparse that I'm barely able to give out a winner at all. But I'm going to give Kevin O'Sullivan this time the win because, Dave, your arguments are so awful and useless that, quite frankly, I'm not surprised you're allowed out on your own. Kevin O'Sullivan won.
I think you're too stupid to understand my argument.
This is what they always do, the lefties. They always start calling you stupid. Dave Chawner 0, Kevin O'Sullivan 1. This has been Talk Radio TV's Political Punch-Up. We'll see you next time.